Educational moments are 2 to 3 minute segments in any meeting where typically the vice president education comes up here and talks about any aspect of Toastmasters that could enrich our lives as Toastmasters members. It could be educational, it could be something fun, or it could be an announcement that's coming out from Toastmasters International. Today, I'm going to talk about something that I read in an article from the Toastmasters magazine that came out a year and a half ago. But I was just going through the magazine articles this morning and came across this one. The topic sounds like we've heard it before. It's called 6 Tips for Successful Club Meetings. But some of the specifics in here made a lot of sense, and I thought I should share it with the membership. Now, we're all happy Toastmasters when we attend a well organized, fun, informational, educational club meeting. And we've been lucky enough to attend many such meetings right here in this room, and for those of you online. Every now and then we'll have a meeting where it's sort of is a little flat. We wish there was more to it. Fortunately, our club doesn't have a lot of those, but others might. So here's a few tips that we could all keep in mind as we move forward. I'll be taking an extra minute and a half today, sir. Thank you. Toastmasters. So the first, again, great great clubs have great environment where everyone pitches in. That's key. Regardless of what your role is on the agenda, we should make it our goal almost to do our bit to make every meeting enjoyable. First one is be prepared for your meeting roles. We've talked about this before. Please look at the agenda a week before, and if you have a role, start to think about how you're going to deliver it. And if you don't have a role, sign up and then start to prepare. Beginning and ending meetings on time is important, and following the agenda. So a lot of times what will happen is we're going we're running behind by a few minutes. Sometimes it's 1 or 2, sometimes it's 10 or 15. And it's usually the Toastmasters task to make sure that we speed up, or we have to cancel something, we do that so that we don't run late. Welcoming guests and making them feel part of the group. I think we do a pretty good job. We have 2 guests here today, and hopefully they are learning and enjoying the overall experience. Same principle applies to online guests as well, of course. Giving speakers proper introduction. So it's quite important. A lot of times what will happen is the Toastmaster either doesn't receive something from the speaker, or they just say a sentence or 2. But it's really important to give a good introduction before the speaker comes up here, because it not only informs us what we're going to hear about that may not be on the agenda, but also makes the speaker a little more encouraged and enthusiastic about wanting to share. Speaker evaluations. I wanted to make a quick note here. Sometimes we may not be filling out the forms. I can tell from experience, sometimes I've given a speech and I receive evaluations from maybe half the room, if that. So we need to make sure that each one of us is filling out the evaluations. And if you don't feel like writing on paper, then just WhatsApp to the speaker. It's very important. Finally, applying the skills outside of Toastmasters. So always, I think it's natural. If you become a better speaker and a better organizer and a better leader, it will show in your work and at home. But sometimes it's often good to just remind yourself that, yes, I'm a Toastmaster, and I'm going to make sure that people in this meeting at work know that I'm a Toastmaster. With that ends our education moment. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you for that very educational moment. An exemplar of a vice president of education. All right, it is time for our intermission. We have some wonderful snacks brought by Cesar. Thank you, Cesar. Yeah. All right, can we get a 5 minutes on the clock? All right, intermission.